G'day guys. All right, video number 2 in the Mantel clock series. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use drawing number 3 for the top and base. So you can see here we've got a base and a top. They live there and there when the clock's finished. So that's a pretty easy piece to put on. We basically just draw a big rectangle and we need to put a decorative edge on it like this. So let's get straight into it let's see, we've got a piece of timber. It's 140 wide, 19 millimeters thick, and 400 millimeters long. So we've got our plinth here. We probably want to draw it slightly away from, we can just draw it on top for now, why not? And we can move it later. So we need to go 140, 400, like that. Oops, that's the wrong way. We need to go 400, 140. That's better. Okay, and we'll push it up by 19 mil. Okay, and then, like always, triple click, right click, make component, and we call this top and base. There we go. Okay, so we've got that component sorted. Now, we can see here, because this mantle clock is going to go up against a wall or something, we've only got the decorative, or like the routed edge on 3 sides. We've got it on these 2 and the long edge, so there's nothing on the back. So this is the back edge here, right? We're going to double click on it, and we need to draw that sort of decorative routed edge that we want. So we can see here, we need to draw that kind of design onto our edge here. And then we can use the follow me tool, which we've used a couple of times before, and just push it all the way around the edge. So to do that, there's heaps of different ways you can, heaps of different sort of routed edges you can put on. There's OG bits, chamfer bits, all sorts of different decorative edges that you can put on. And sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to draw in SketchUp. There's a lot of, there's a lot of tape measuring and drawing in arcs and circles and stuff. But I think for now, it might be easiest just to copy this one. So we can see we've kind of got a quarter circle here, I guess you could say, from that bottom corner. So from, I might draw it on this side. So we're doing the same thing. So a quarter circle from here to there. And I reckon, I don't know, if you ask me, that looks like it's probably, that piece is 19 millimeters. I reckon that might be, 8 millimeters up. So let's go 8 up and 8 across. And then we might need to go, how can I draw that quarter circle in? I'll need this point as well, so I need to go 8 down. And then I go to the arc tool, we go from here to there and up like that. Okay, so there's that sort of first quarter circle. Okay, then we need another 8 by 8 by 8, I think. So we go 8 millimeters this way, 8 millimeters up, and we get the arc tool from here to here, and quarter circle. Okay, so that's that bit done. That looks pretty good. And then it looks like we just got a straight up edge there. If we want, we could maybe decorate it a little bit further. We could maybe put a little chamfer on. So if we go up there, we've got 3 millimeters. So we'll go 3, and we'll go 3 across this way. Then we can put in a pencil line from here to here, and that gives a little chamfer on the edge. Just a little bit of extra decoration. Don't need to do it, but it's up to you. And you don't need to do this kind of curve design if you don't like it. You could do something completely different if you want. That's just a nice, easy one I thought we'd do. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what this shape you draw here is, because at the end of the day in the workshop, you're going to be using one of the router bits you have available. This in the drawing here, it's just to signify, or just to show the person reading it that there is a routed edge on this piece of timber. Right? So it doesn't matter if it's not the exact bit you're going to be using in the workshop. So we grab the follow me tool. We're going to click on that face. We're going to follow that line all the way around to here. Click, and that's it. So it's put that routed edge on for us. All we need to do is erase. Sometimes it gets rid of them, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Erase those 2 lines. Okay, so that, if we look from the front, that was pretty nice. I like that. Okay, now we need to leave the component. We will edit, delete the guides, just like that. Then we need to, this is the base, it needs to sit perfectly in the center of our or like perfectly centered on top of the plinth and be flush with the back. So you can see here it's going to hang over at the front, but we want it perfectly flush with the back like it already is. So we just need to move this base piece across that way. So to figure out how far, all we need to do is measure the distance from the end point here to that corner there, which is 40 millimeters. Okay, so that means we need to divide that by 2. So that'll be 20. And we're going to grab the move tool, grab the bottom corner, and move it to there. That way, we'll have 20 millimeters overhanging here, 20 millimeters overhanging there, and that will be perfectly in the center. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We can paint that. Paint, good. And then we need to make a copy of it for the top one as well. So making the copy is easy, but figuring out exactly how much higher to make it is probably going to be the tricky part. Let's look back to the original drawing. Yep, we can see that it's going to be, if you look here, we can see that the top piece is actually upside down, so the profile's on the underside. So we're going to need to flip this upside down as well as move it up. And we're going to move it up a distance that is the length of this side piece here. So that's the top piece is going to sit on top of the sides. So if we go to the side piece, we can see that's 400 millimeters long. There has to be a 400 millimeter gap between these two. Okay, so easiest way to do that would probably be grab the tape measure from the midpoint here. We'll go 400. That work? Yep, there we go. So we can, let's see, grab the move tool. We're going to click on this piece, press control first, then click on it, move it up. Then we'll grab this little node here and rotate it like that. So we've got the routed edge on the underside, just like that. And then we'll grab this bottom edge here, and we want to push it up on the blue axis. And we want to just go until we hit that tape measure line. So see, it says on line there. That's perfect. That means there should be a 400 millimeter gap between these two now. Okay, so that's the top and base piece done. Next video, we'll make these sides. There's a little bit to do on the sides, a couple of grooves and stuff we've got to put in, but we'll do that in the next video. Okay, good stuff, guys. See you in the next video.